Tonight, he didn't know how to help. A teenager walks free on bail over a burnout that left a young boy critically injured, admitting he shouldn't have been behind the wheel. Crash and collect, the daring ram raid on a Hamilton supermarket that ended with a stolen car in the drink and 3 people on the run. Fire threat forces Fraser Island to shut as an absolute scorcher closes in on the southeast. The land of the COVID-free, Victoria now clear of corona after 28 days of no new cases. But the news isn't as good for one of the most promising vaccines. And the masses mourn Maradona as thousands turn out to pay their respects.
This is 10 News First Queensland with Sandra Sully.
Good evening. A teenager accused of hooning just moments before a 5-year-old boy was hit by a flying wheel has spoken for the first time. He has told 10 News First that he's sorry as he was today granted bail. Blake Jennings-Davey insisting he didn't know how to help the child who was left with life-threatening injuries.
Walking from the watch house, Blake Jennings-Davey finds the words a family has been waiting for.
Is there anything you'd like to say to his family?
I'm sorry.
2 days after he's accused of hooning down Caboolture's main street, inflicting horrific injuries on a 5-year-old boy after a wheel from his ute went flying. It was unregistered and unroadworthy. Jennings-Davey unlicensed.
I shouldn't have been, it was dumb. There's no good reason for it at all.
The little boy had been walking with his brother and dad outside a busy shopping centre when he was knocked unconscious by the wheel.
Were you doing burnouts before that incident?
Beforehand, yes, not when it happened.
Police allege the 18-year-old showed no emotion at the scene and seemed completely unaffected.
I tried to help, but there's nothing I could do.
How did you help?
I do not know CPR. There's not I don't know first aid. There's not much else I can really do. I offered to help. There's not much I could do though, so I didn't.
He does instruct that his actions on the scene are explained by the fact that he was in shock and didn't know what to do.
In granting bail, the magistrate said he hoped time in the watch house was a wake-up call for the 18-year-old. As part of his bail conditions, he must report to police every weekday. The 5-year-old remains at the Children's Hospital in an induced coma. John Paul Gonzo for 10 News First.
We have some breaking news now out of North Queensland where a child is believed to have died in a hot car. Details are still coming in, but it is believed the 4-year-old was discovered in a vehicle at the Townsville University Hospital. Authorities are currently on the scene and will bring you more details on this developing story a little later in tonight's bulletin. A masked gang is on the run tonight after a cigarette smash and grab at a Brisbane Woolworths. A stolen SUV was used to ram the front of the supermarket before the thieves dumped it in a nearby dam.
At 1 o'clock this morning, Woolworths Hamilton's doors opened, but not for trading. The Volkswagen bursting through, quickly followed by 3 men who launched over the counter, armed with jemmies with their faces and hands covered. The thieves watched and filmed by shocked residents as alarms rang out.
Everybody was running about, coming down and see what was happening. We thought it was a lot of people, maybe an accident.
For more than 3.5 minutes, the trio worked, wrenching open drawer after drawer, ferrying stolen cigarettes to the waiting car before emptying the tills.
Oh, it's been planned, obviously. They've planned it, I would say. It's quiet down here at that time in the morning, that's why they've done it, I suppose.
Hours later, the stolen VW was spotted by a member of the public deep in the Nudgee waterhole, 30 metres from the edge.
It's a bit scary to think that someone would have came and robbed and backed a car into Woolies.
The vehicle today tested by police forensic crews to try to find any trace of those responsible for the ram raid. As a result of last night's smash and grab, staff are today having to go through the cigarette drawers and do a stock take. It's unclear exactly how many packets were stolen, but it's understood the bill could run into the thousands.
It's just annoying as a customer and also for Woolies as well. There's both cons to both parties involved. It's not really nice and it wasn't very respectful.
Don't need any of that around here. Yeah, the kids send us a lot.
Police now desperate to catch up with the fresh food felons. Pippa Sheehan for 10 News First.
Fraser Island is now officially a no-go zone. Tonight's 5 p.m. barge, the last to carry visitors in until conditions improve, as an absolute summer scorcher closes in on the southeast, bringing temperatures well above 40 degrees.
Wildfires have already blackened 72,000 hectares of Fraser Island's famed wilderness. Slowing them down will only get harder as heatwave conditions close in.
We're expecting hotter, drier winds with the potential to carry the fire in a southerly direction.
That could make the inland loop tracks a very dangerous place to be. As of now, only residents and essential workers are allowed on the world's largest sand island.
So if people have plans to head to the island and are on their way there now, they should take the opportunity to turn around and return home.
Those currently there can stay, but are urged to restrict their movements and keep up to date with warnings. Dangerous conditions are likely to stay until a southerly change arrives late Wednesday.
But it is still quite far off in terms of making a difference to firefighters on the ground.
Those in helmets and overalls won't be the only ones sweating. Temperatures as high as 10 degrees above average are coming. Inland areas will swelter, the coast likely to be popular with those seeking relief.
So Ipswich will be going for temperatures above 40 for the middle of next week. However, Brisbane is unlikely to get into the mid-30s because of that sea breeze.
Overnight minimum temperatures could remain above a stifling 20 degrees.
The Darling Downs is looking like one of the areas where we could see some temperature records fall.
That's likely to trigger a severe heatwave warning, and the fire threat index is almost certain to push from very high to severe. Summer set to start with a scorcher. Chris Campy for 10 News First.
More than 2 years after allegedly raping a young woman, Jarryd Hayne has given his evidence in court. The former NRL star has denied any sexual assault occurred, as he described the night he arrived at her Newcastle home after days of drinking.
Jarryd Hayne says best case scenario, he would have had sex that night. Worst case scenario, he would have merely introduced himself. Instead, he's on trial for rape. Accused of forcing himself onto the woman and injuring her the night they first met in September 2018. I knew she didn't want to have sex, so I thought I would just please her, he told the court, taking the stand in his fight to clear his name. Did she say don't or stop? His lawyer asked. No. Did you bite her? No. He went to her home on the outskirts of Newcastle for 45 minutes on his way home to Sydney, leaving a taxi waiting out front. Hayne said they were both shocked by the injury, but that he did his best to comfort her, telling her she'll be okay and to go see a doctor. But she remembers him being dismissive and leaving right away. 6 weeks later, that encounter was the subject of a police investigation. Hearing of the allegations, phone taps reveal Hayne called fellow league player Mitchell Pearce. "Who's this Sheila coming out and saying something about you?" he asked. Hayne said, "A full-on weirdo. Hey, she's filthy that I left her. She said I was aggressive and that she was saying no, no, no. I was like, what the You got a lawyer and stuff?" Pearce asked. "I'll get her for defamation. Easy," he replied. Hayne was matter-of-fact while giving his evidence, denying any crime was committed. He will be back in the witness box on Monday. Kimberly Pratt for 10 News First.
The boss of the Cairns Aquarium has been referred to the corruption watchdog over claims the tourism attraction misused COVID support funds. Among the alleged inappropriate spending, a political donation to the Labor Party.
When revenue dried up during COVID, the Treasurer stepped in to keep the Cairns Aquarium afloat.
So it can get through the COVID-19 pandemic, it can open later this month, and it can get back on its feet as soon as possible.
But the tourism operator is now in hot water, accused of misusing taxpayer funds. Allegations detailed in a letter from the state government.
Just absolutely furious, off and annoyed that without any dialogue or any consultation, the state has decided to terminate our funding support.
The aquarium had received just over $1 million from a $3.5 million grants package, which the state claims was inappropriately spent on buying a vehicle, making payments to another company, as well as political donations.
The Cairns Aquarium has been generating revenues since we opened on June 27th, and we have used some of those revenues from our own trading to purchase a few items that the state government has taken issue with.
The Deputy Premier confirmed the decision to withdraw the grant hasn't been taken lightly, but the result of strict checks to ensure grant funds are not misused. The Queensland Labor Party is refunding the donation from the Cairns Aquarium. The department has now referred the matter to the Crime and Corruption Commission to investigate. The tourism boss insisting he's got nothing to hide.
I cannot even fathom why on earth they would want to be referring us to anyone.
Claire Barnes for 10 News First.
Victorians are celebrating 28 days without any new COVID cases, with Melbourne being the only city in the world to crush a second wave so successfully. Experts agree the infectious virus is no longer circulating in the community, and several admit they didn't think the state would eliminate the virus, especially when at one stage it was recording more than 700 cases a day.
No. So whilst I was one of the modellers who provided modelling to show how it could be done, I really thought that once we got down to 10 per day, it'd be quite hard to eke out those remaining cases.
Congratulations, Victoria. It's been really tough. I'm lucky I've been in Queensland. I've popped down to see my children for the first time in about 8 months.
Experts warn the virus will leak from hotel quarantine again, which will resume on December 7. But health authorities are confident they are prepared. The AstraZeneca vaccine will undergo extra trials with concerns about its effectiveness, but the Health Minister says that won't delay the rollout here. Greg Hunt has also confirmed one of our major COVID measures is set to stay.
Telehealth has put doctors on speed dial.
Hi, I was wondering if I can order a prescription.
Answering 40 million calls since mid-March. And now the service, which was introduced as a temporary measure to enable social distancing, will be a permanent part of the Medicare system.
One thing that has come from COVID is the fact that we have skipped a decade and jumped from 2030 to 2020 for the delivery of telehealth.
The announcement made alongside the Australian Medical Association, which has previously expressed concerns about the quality of care being provided over the phone and how easy it is for addicts to score a prescription.
The details of what exactly the arrangements around telehealth will look like are still being discussed with government. The benefits have vastly outweighed the risks.
The Health Minister has also welcomed further testing of the AstraZeneca vaccine, with questions raised over its 90% success rate, which was the result of a dosage error.
Our vaccine time frame is unchanged.
The federal government says it will consider ways to help Australians stuck overseas get access to a COVID vaccine so that they could potentially skip hotel quarantine. That is, if they can even get a flight home.
The Prime Minister said that Aussies would be home by Christmas, and there won't be a vaccination before Christmas.
Howard Springs near Darwin is set to double its quarantine capacity, but there are still 36,000 Aussies stuck abroad. Chloe Boris for 10 News First.
Donald Trump has given the clearest sign of a concession, admitting he would leave the White House if the Electoral College vote goes against him. But if the president is going to depart, he's going out swinging, trading verbal barbs with reporters who questioned him for the first time since the election.
If it's to be his final Thanksgiving as president...
Is this the last one, or is this the first one of a second term? We'll see what happens.
Then Donald Trump was going out with a bang.
Don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. Don't talk to... I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way.
Verbally sparring with reporters after weeks without taking questions following the US election, but it was this one which perhaps drew the most surprising response.
If the Electoral College does elect President-elect Joe Biden, are you not going to leave this building?
Just so you... certainly I will. Certainly I will. And you know that.
Even as he fights court battles in swing states...
Just so you understand, this election was a fraud.
It might be the closest he comes to conceding defeat.
I wish you a very happy Thanksgiving. You're doing an incredible job.
Thanking troops and playing golf was how the president otherwise spent his holiday, while President-elect Joe Biden hunkered down at home.
This year we're going to be staying in Delaware with just a small group around on our dinner table.
Today's somber Thanksgiving holiday comes at one of the most precarious points of the pandemic so far. There are more than 175,000 new cases and more than 2,200 deaths each day. Some events adapted.
4, 3, 2, 1, let's have a parade!
only without the millions of people who'd normally line New York's streets for the Macy's Thanksgiving Parade.
This uplifting scene marks the official opening of the holiday season.
But as much as some things change, others stay the same.
And if you are sick,
Airports were packed as many tried to get home despite pleas not to travel.
Wearing masks, socially distancing, and, just being careful and cautious. And, we still wanted to enjoy the holiday.
Americans just can't go cold turkey. Eamon Ashton-Atkinson for 10 News First in the United States.
Stay with us after the break. A battle brewing over the Afghan report, with mounting anger over a plan to strip soldiers of their medals. China steps up its trade war against Australia with a crippling blow to our wine industry. Qantas's legal win against stood-down workers as unions lose their appeal in the federal court. Queensland's Band of Brothers, the new disco doco taking you behind the Bee Gees. And meet the superheroes with superpowers to make sick kids smile.
Love the idea of making your own pasta, but don't have the time?
Just feel it. Make love to this pasta.
Passionate. Miguel shows you how easy it is.
Oh my God!
What's the charming creature Chris meets that will have you swooning?
It's the George Clooney, because it's not only romantic, but it's smart.
And Barry turns a cold and colourless office
I'm going to go for two-tone colours, nice and bright,
into a warm and vibrant family home. 7:30 tonight on The Living Room.
Sometimes even the best tenants can cause damage to your investment property that standard building insurance may not cover. Terry Shear, Australia's leading landlord insurance specialist, provides the cover you need for your property and rental income. Have confidence that your investment property is in safe hands.
My property portfolio is protected by Terry Shear. I wouldn't trust anyone else.
Call Terry Shear or go online.
Could it get any bigger than this? Yes, it can. With the BCF Black Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, Saturday, Sunday sale. Beauty! Save $60 on this Wanderer 25-litre icebox. How cool's that?
BCF and fun. Hey!
Each day, around 1,000 people join Australia's best performing super fund. Why?
They've always worked hard to get me great returns.
It's Australian, it's super, and it's yours when you join today.
With great Black Friday prices at Amazon, Rita will get Christmas shopping wrapped early and get her Christmas Rita on. Hashtag the Wrap Goddess. Get your Black Friday on with Amazon. Sale on now.
Tired of running out of sparkling water? Then get this counterbalance forklift. It can carry loads of bottles so you never run out. There must be a fresher way. Get a SodaStream and make fresh sparkling water at home whenever you want. SodaStream.
Thought you were just getting the cherries.
Find all your Christmas specials like Australian IGA half or whole leg ham $8.99 per kilo and Streets Magnum Sticks 4 to 6 pack varieties $4.50 half price. Now at your local IGA.
Everybody gather round, be Calypso man. People come from all around, see Calypso man. Everybody love the Calypso man.
A renowned chef is going into the Aussie jungle.
He's going to cook up a storm.
Wait till he finds out what we're cooking up for him.
Oh.
Palm Lake Resort's new home bonus gives you $25,000 off your new home in one of their luxury over 50s lifestyle communities. Be quick, ends December 2020. Terms and conditions apply. Visit palmlakeresort.com.au.
Well, good afternoon. Weekend, here we come, and not very quickly on the gateway, northbound from Nudgee to the Bruce Highway. Stop-start conditions to Savi. Gympie Road 2 from Kedron out towards the Pine River Bridge. A broken-down truck on Hale Street heading inbound in that left-hand lane, just under the bridge there as you make your way down off the inner city bypass. Not too much in the way of delays. Got plenty of delays, though, on Coronation Drive between Auchenflower and North Keep. Slow going, too, on the Western Freeway outbound from Mount Cootha all the way out towards Fig Tree Pocket. Centenary Highway, not much better from Darra. I'm Dave Andrews. Thanks to Palm Lake Resort. More traffic coming up shortly.
Welcome back. Tens of thousands of people have now signed an online petition calling on the Governor-General to block plans by the Defence Force to strip some 3,000 elite soldiers of their medals. It follows the release of the Brereton report, with it today confirmed 13 soldiers have been given notice for termination.
The Prime Minister has made it his own personal tradition
to acknowledge and pay my respects to any veterans or serving members of the Australian Defence Forces.
Using the acknowledgement of country to also thank our Defence Force.
Thank you for your service to our country.
But now, almost 3,000 innocent soldiers and veterans stand to lose their meritorious unit citations over the alleged actions of just 19. And he's steering well clear.
If there are any disciplinary actions that occur within the Defence Forces, they are rightly made by the Defence Forces, not by ministers.
A very different approach to his hands-on standing down of the Australia Post CEO.
She can go.
We contacted the Minister for Veterans Affairs, Darren Chester, to get his reaction. He didn't even bother coming back to us. The polarising decision has outraged troops and veterans. The man championing the change is the Defence Force Chief Angus Campbell, who himself wears a Distinguished Service Cross for serving as a commander in the Middle East during that time.
That is not the sign of a leader, that is a sign of a politician, and that is one of the most disgusting demonstrations of senior leadership.
Special Forces commandos were cleared of any wrongdoing in the Brereton report. Yet former commandos, such as Scott Evanett, also stand to lose their citations.
I was caught in an ambush with my team and just have some bullet fragments in my face from that.
20 recipients of the citation are also fallen heroes.
We're here representing those who cannot defend themselves because they have defended us already and have paid the ultimate sacrifice.
Australia didn't treat its Vietnam veterans appropriately for years. The risk here is that veterans from Afghanistan start to get treated the same way.
The personal impact that it had on myself was one of worry, I guess. I was in fear of what was going to happen within the veteran community. I know that it doesn't take a lot to tip some guys, gals, families over the edge.
Peter Van Onselen for 10 News First.
Unions have lost their appeal in the federal court over a decision allowing Qantas not to pay sick and carers leave to their stood-down workers. In May, the court ruled in favour of the airline, who argued that staff were not entitled to the payments as there was no work for them to be absent from. The union argument centred on two workers, one of whom is battling cancer. Staff can still access annual and long service leave along with JobKeeper payments. A seriously concerning development. That's how the Australian government has described a new decision by China that dramatically increases our trade tensions. Chloe Burris joins me live from Canberra now. Chloe, what impact will this have?
Well, this is huge. From tomorrow, China will be slapping taxes on Australian wine, essentially making it a whole lot more expensive to purchase in China, and that will no doubt be a huge turn-off for consumers. This has all come about because China has accused Australia of subsidising the wine industry so that exporters can sell wine below cost price there and elbow local producers out of competition. That's been firmly denied by our Trade Minister, who is clearly very angry about this latest development in trade tensions. The taxes will range between 107% and 212%. It's already having an impact. Treasury Wine Estates, the maker of Penfolds and Wolf Blass, is now in a trading halt. China is a huge market for our wine industry.
By taxing the product at such enormous impactful levels, it will likely see consumers turn away from it, and that is what then has the devastating impact on Australian producers. That's why we think it is grossly unfair, unwarranted, unjustified.
The Trade Minister has accused China of breaching its free trade agreement with Australia. He's vowing to fight it, but that won't be easy.
All right, Chloe, thank you. Today, one of our most bizarre court stories took another unexpected turn. Now, try to stay with us on this one. A judge was told that his comment about the Church of the Flying Spaghetti Monster has caused a Pastor colander-wearing man so much distress he could not be sentenced for hitting a Thredbo ski resort boss.
Snowboarding dressed up as Chewbacca was the best medicine for Keith Wass. But But he scared the kids, so Thredbo booted him. Then Was hit a Thredbo boss on the head with his snowboard, landing him in court wearing a pasta colander on his head. He's a Pastafarian, a member of the church at the Flying Spaghetti Monster.
Colander's our most holy object.
Fast forward almost 3.5 years, and today he was heading back to court on the same matter, wearing a colander and what looked like a bulletproof jacket and skeleton mask. He did a quick change into a suit for what was meant to be his 22nd and final court appearance after pleading guilty to assault. How are you feeling before your sentencing today?
Well, I've just come from the cenotaph where apparently millions of people died on the altar of freedom, so we have the right for freedom of religion.
Things quickly degenerated, his lawyer saying Was was too unwell to face Judge Gary Nielsen because last time he commented wearing a colander was absurd. The judge had a question of his own. How can the court be certain this is not just manipulative behaviour of a man trying to get his own way? Pointing out he does hold several university degrees. This man would find it extremely difficult to survive in prison wearing a colander on his head. People are entitled to believe what they want to believe, but they must wear the consequences of it. Pastafarian is a recognised religion. That's why Was is allowed to wear his colander in his driver's licence photo and in court, where he'll return to learn his fate in February. Ali Donaldson for 10 News First.
Up next, a Christmas blow to Brits as new tiered restrictions are rolled out. Thousands of fans turn out to say their goodbyes to Diego Maradona. And the miraculous rescue of a hiker pinned beneath a fallen boulder. But first, here's a quick look at today's weather with Josh Holt.
Good evening, Sandra. Happy Friday. It's always happy when you've had beautiful conditions like southeast Queensland experienced today. However, a few showers and thunderstorms lining up the skies across the tropical north, in particular the northeast tropical coast this afternoon. A few bolts from the blue and over 20 millimetres of rainfall in some locations since 9 o'clock this morning. And further north, up around parts of the Lockhart River, we've seen upwards of 50 millimetres into the rain gauges to 9 a.m. this morning, thanks to thunderstorm activity overnight. So a little unstable through the states north, but in contrast, as mentioned, through the south, looking very nice indeed. Longreach today hit 39, a warm one for the eyes, they're hitting 41, and Romy hit 38 degrees. 31 the top in Bundaberg, and across the southeast we hit 29 degrees. In the city today, only one above average for this time of year. 28 the top at the sunny coast, 27 degrees at the Gold Coast. A little bit warmer further west for Logan, hitting 31, 32 the top at Ipswich, and 29 at Toowoomba. Stay with us. The extended forecast for the weekend coming up very shortly in the bullet.
All we want on Sunday night is the Queen of Christmas.
The time has come.
Graham makes our Mariah wish come true.
It worked!
Mariah Carey is coming to a new Norton Sunday.
Look around. As the favourites come out, it begins. Observing with an eagle eye. Mastering the art of stashing. Brilliant move, Grant. Cadbury favourites. Everyone gets their favourites.
At QSuper, our members know beyond every cloud, there is always blue sky. That's why they've rated us most recommended super fund.
It's a bright blue sky.
Black November ends Sunday at Nick Scali. We must clear our floor stock and discontinued lines. Lounges reduced, dining tables reduced, dining chairs reduced, and much more. Limited stock ends Sunday. Black November at all Nick Scali stores. Hurry.
Menu love. Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely, lovely day, 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 lovely day.
Discover beautiful gifts this Christmas at Pandora.
Christmas lights and gifts will brighten up your Christmas. Love your friends, neighbours and Big W. Bring on Christmas. Oh my
Stretch and touch your toes. You can push past aches and moans. Time to get back up and go. Your body is the only one you love. Black Balls. There's a dark and a troubled side of life. There's a bright and a sunny side too. Loading me with the darkness and the strife. The sunny side we also may view. Keep on the sunny side, always on the sunny side. Keep on the sunny side of life. It'll help us every day and it'll brighten our
We're with you all the way. To us, you're more than a customer. You're a member. RACQ. Membership makes all the difference.
So many things that I can't touch undone. I'm all out of faith. This is how I feel. Wide awake
Diana, Camilla and the Crown.
The biggest Hon job ever pulled on the nation.
7:30 Wednesday on 10.
Boris Johnson is facing a revolt within his Conservative ranks after announcing a tiered system will be implemented after Britain comes out of a national lockdown next week. The Prime Minister revealed the plan overnight, which places all parts of the nation into 3 levels of restrictions.
If we ease off now, we risk losing control of this virus all over again, casting aside our hard-won gains and forcing us back into a New Year national lockdown with all the damage that would mean.
But Boris Johnson still has to get the measures through Parliament, with around 70 of his MPs reportedly threatening to revolt. The partner of Julian Assange has tweeted Donald Trump on Thanksgiving, asking him to pardon the WikiLeaks founder. Stella Morris posted a photo of their 2 young sons, Max and Gabriel, on Twitter, writing to the US president, "I beg you, please bring him home for Christmas." 49-year-old Assange is currently in a high-security prison cell in Britain as he awaits a judge's decision to potentially send him back to the US to face espionage charges. French police officers have been suspended after attacking a black man inside his Paris music studio. The officers were captured on security video, repeatedly punching the man for no apparent reason before throwing a tear gas grenade inside. The victim was initially taken into custody but later released without charge. It comes as the French president is trying to criminalise the filming of officers, sparking concerns police brutality will go undiscovered and unpunished. A hiker has been rescued after being trapped in freezing conditions for more than 12 hours. Jason Cook was hiking in a heavily wooded area of California when a boulder fell, pinning his backpack and right arm to the ground.
So I started digging the dirt underneath the rock and around the rock and got the rock so that I could shove the rock into that hole that I dug, and that was what freed me.
Unable to walk, he called for help on his phone that had only 6% battery charge left. Rescuers used infrared cameras to find him and lit a fire to keep him warm overnight before airlifting him to safety in the morning. The football world is continuing to mourn the death of Diego Maradona. There were chaotic scenes on the streets of Buenos Aires as Argentinians clamoured for one final show of respect for their hero, while the legend cast an almighty shadow across games in Europe.
Even in death, Diego Maradona knows how to draw a crowd. Fans, thousands upon thousands of them, lined for as far as the eye can see to catch one last glimpse of the man they call God. Lying in state beside what is arguably Argentina's most prized possession, the 1986 World Cup, the country's president pays his respects. He was one of the lucky ones. Many missed out, their desperation turning to frustration before unrest. As dogged as their hero, they followed the hearse to the cemetery. At the San Paolo in his adopted home of Naples, a shrine grew for the man the city considered their king. From the air, this was truly a sight to behold. On the ground, the scenes were just as chilling. All the Napoli players wearing the club's most famous number 10 jersey, a poignant touch for the man who delivered its first Serie A title. The sombre mood rippled across Europe. From stadium to stadium, at each Europa League game, tributes for a legend who transcended the beautiful game. All over the world, fans shed tears for their hero. Even in Brazil, where for so long he was the bitter enemy. He'll be forever etched in the memory of his army of fans, both in body and soul.
Maradona eterno siempre.
While he was laid to rest in a private ceremony, this is a man whose light will never stop shining. Not here in Buenos Aires, not at La Bombonera, where a king was crowned all those years ago. Long live the king. Dom Halen for 10 News First.
After the break, a multi-billion-dollar Black Friday. How much we're expected to spend and where. Plus, coming face-to-face with their heroes. The initiative putting a smile on the face of sick kids.
Love the idea of making your own pasta, but don't have the time? Miguel shows you how easy it is.
Oh my God!
And Barry turns a cold and colourless office into a warm and vibrant family home. Wow! 7:30 tonight on The Living Room.
There's a glass and a half in everyone.
Harvey Norman Big Friday. Save $150 on this Acer Spin laptop, now $298. Save over $500 on the Samsung 49-inch Odyssey G9 gaming monitor, now $2,294. Samsung Galaxy A51, now $429, save $170. Samsung Galaxy Buds Plus, now $168, save $130. Stores open late tonight with more Big Friday deals, plus 60 months interest free with bonus gift card. Big Friday at Harvey Norman.
U-Food supports local Aussie growers and is proudly Australian owned. Their chef-inspired ready-made meals are created with the freshest of ingredients and delivered to your door nationwide. Try 7 meals for $55 today.
My name is Garth and I'm 44 years old. I work in customer service. That fills you with a lot of frustrations. It's always great to find something that helps you emotionally, and that's what I found. Metal calms me down. It's not his cup of tea.
Not really my cup of tea.
But sometimes it's good to just vent.
There are so many ways we can live better. Search Medibank Live Better to find yours.
Today is day 1 of the Dove trial.
Would you recommend Dove antiperspirant?
I absolutely love it and I would recommend it.
I just love how dry it is. My underarms feel so much smoother.
I have the confidence that I'm going to smell fresh all day.
It leaves that moisturised feeling.
I still am totally in love with the smell.
In our boldest trial ever, 3 out of 4 women recommended Dove antiperspirant with 1/4 moisturising cream.
I am making the switch to Dove.
48-hour protection, cared for underarms.
With great Black Friday prices at Amazon, Rita will get Christmas shopping wrapped early and get her Christmas Rita on. Hashtag the Wrap Goddess. Get your Black Friday on with Amazon. Sale on now.
Enjoy more family time this summer. Take the night off with Hungry Jack's Family Bundle. 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 4 small chips, 4 drinks, 10 nuggets and sauce, only $24.95 at Hungry Jack's.
Morning, Keith. Did you know if you buy new eligible Amy home and car insurance together, you can save 20% off the second policy until November 29? Does your insurance offer this? Amy does.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare Iced Coffee.
Why are Nature's Way adult Vita Gummies hair, skin and nails seriously good? Is it healthy, shiny hair? Radiant, beautiful skin? or stronger nails? Seriously? All three. Your all-in-one beauty Vitagummy. Seriously.
All we want on a new Norton is the Queen of Christmas.
It worked!
Our Mariah wish comes true. Sunday.
Hello again. Still some big delays on the Bruce Highway heading northbound up through Burpengary and Morayfield up towards Elimbah after an earlier crash up around Steve Irwin Way. Busy on the Gateway 2 northbound from Nudgee up towards the Bruce Highway. Slow going here on the Riverside Expressway and the Captain Cook Bridge, both in and out of the city at the moment. The Pacific Motorway out to about Greenslopes. Heavy going too on the Western Freeway, still from Mount Cootha out towards Fig Tree Pocket. And a busy run too on the Centenary Highway inbound from Darra all the way through to the Jindalee Bridge. And the run on the Ipswich Motorway easing through Darra. I'm Dave Andrews. Thanks to Palm Lake Resort. Have a great weekend. See you Monday.
Tonight's top stories. Investigations are underway in North Queensland after a 4-year-old child was discovered dead inside a car outside Townsville University Hospital. The driver at the centre of a burnout at Caboolture that left a young boy critically injured has been released on bail, saying he's sorry. And 3 people are on the run after a daring ram raid at Hamilton. They crashed their way into a Woolworths supermarket before loading up on cigarettes and cash. Thousands have packed into shopping centres across the country to make the most of the Black Friday deals and discounts. While overall spending is expected to be up this year, experts believe this will be the biggest year for cyber sales.
With a wish list in hand, thousands flock to bag a Black Friday bargain.
I've bought new sunglasses and I've bought frying pans.
A pair of shoes and a couple of t-shirts.
Kids amongst the keen shoppers.
Where are you going?
I'm going to a kids store.
We got a rice cooker because I suck at making rice, so, this is just going to help out in the kitchen.
From today until Monday, Australians are forecast to fork out $5.3 billion. 1.8 of that will be spent online.
It's called Black Friday because it's the start of the shopping season, which pushes retail out of the red and into the black.
The buying bonanza, a much-needed economic boost, especially for brick-and-mortar stores.
We've extended our retail trading hours so customers can come in and shop at a time that suits them.
Despite Australia dipping into its first recession in 3 decades, Christmas spending is expected to eclipse last year, but the biggest buying increase will be online. Cyber sales are expected to shoot up more than 50% this festive season.
While everyone was in lockdown, people were shopping more from the comfort of their own home, and we have seen consumers that weren't previously shopping online make that transition.
Potentially adding to the number of impulse purchases, a new survey has found an alarming number of Aussie online shoppers admit to drinking alcohol while they browse or buy.
We found that over a third of Australians actually like to drink and click while online shopping.
And that could lead to a pricey holiday hangover. Paris Martin for 10 News First.
They formed one of the most successful bands of all time, and thanks to spending most of their childhoods at Redcliffe, we claim them, of course, as our own. Now, the story of the Bee Gees is coming to the big screen with a new documentary, sharing one of the most incredible success stories in music history.
Any band that sold more than 200 million albums, including one of the biggest records in music history, deserves the documentary treatment. But when that band is also a family, the story it tells becomes so much richer.
When you've got brothers singing, it's like an instrument that nobody else can buy.
Brothers, in general, it's a very complicated thing.
If we hadn't been brothers, we wouldn't have lasted half an hour.
The Bee Gees were the brothers Gibb, and How Can You Mend a Broken Heart is their story. And it's full of surprises.
The difficulties that Barry and Robin had, I never knew the depth of those. I never knew, how long some of those estrangements had gone for. It was absolutely devastating.
They hurt each other. I mean, Robin was the first to leave. It's where we got the title, because Barry invited Robin back in with that song.
Director Frank Marshall managed to get hold of rare tapes of recording sessions for the smash hit album Saturday Night Fever.
Well, that's the great thing about documentaries, it's like a treasure hunt.
A success that was followed by a massive backlash.
When you become famous, you think everyone loves you and they're going to love you forever. It's not true.
But they kept going. writing huge hits for other artists.
It was just as important for us to have an artist singing one of our songs and being on the radio as it was for ourselves.
With Barry, the only Gibb brother still alive, his interviews in the doco are emotional.
But he really misses his brothers. You know, there was a lot of joy in their story, but there's a lot of sadness.
The movie opens in cinemas next Thursday. Angela Bishop for 10 News First.
It is hard to crack a smile when a hospital becomes your home for months and even years, especially for kids. But at the Children's Hospital in Brisbane, aches and pains were put aside for just a little while today as a bunch of superheroes and TV favourites seized control.
On the menu today...
Potato, potato, potato. Yeah, they love Emma. Not so keen on Anthony, but they love Emma.
Up on level 8, a couple of Steve Irwins were in full voice.
I've got the croc. Let's get him.
Once a year, the talented, dedicated and focused staff at Queensland Children's Hospital ditch their scrubs for superhero suits.
Yeah, which one would you like to take home?
Take home? No one!
Doctors and nurses get to dress up.
Seeing the kids' smiles and seeing the difference that it makes just for a bit of fun for one day.
Parents just get a break.
It's amazing. All the kids are happy and it's a really good thing. It takes our worries away, you're thinking about something else.
Superhero Day always puts the kids front and centre. But in this shocker of a year, frontline medicos also enjoyed a little spotlight of their own.
And what they've done in caring for children and family throughout COVID.
As the minions emptied out the hospital pharmacy...
We want to work hard, eat lollies.
And the croc got the better of another Steve Irwin.
Oh no! What have we done? Crikey!
Smiles became contagious. On these sorts of stories, it's not about the journo, but about the talent you meet pulling the story together. People like Flynn. Take it away, Flynn.
Flynn Pope, 10 News First.
Good on you, Flynn. Let's get to Friday night sport. You know who is here, Matt Burke. Matt, the Broncos move on an Origin prop.
Yeah, that's right, Sandra. Good evening. Kevin Walters wasting no time in stamping his authority as the NRL silly season ramps up. Also, the summer of cricket officially gets underway and the Aussies are off to a flyer. While in Napoli, there were moving scenes as the newly named Diego Armando Maradona Stadium.
Palm Lake Resort's new home bonus gives you $25,000 off your new home in one of their luxury over 50s lifestyle communities. Be quick, ends December 2020. Terms and conditions apply. Visit palmlakeresort.com.au.
All you need to know about Black Friday sales, 6:30.
She was the perfect princess. He would inherit the crown. But this was no fairy tale.
Camilla looks a bit of a lost soul at the wedding.
The biggest con job ever pulled on the nation.
Diana, Camilla and the Crown. 7:30 Wednesday.
You don't own me. Don't say I can't go with other.
Celebrate the holidays with C. Giorgio Armani. Discover your signature scent.
I am my store.
This year hasn't been easy. We've been hit, we've been down. But this is Australia. We will come back. The Australian government has a plan to create new jobs so employment and businesses can come back. A strong economy with tax cuts, infrastructure and a temporary JobMaker hiring credit to create more jobs. The Economic Recovery Plan. This is our comeback. Find out how it benefits you and Australia at ourcomeback.gov.au. Authorised by the Australian Government, Canberra.
Shaver Shop's Black Friday sale. Save up to 80%. VS Sassoon Smooth and Wave Styler only $39. Save 80%. Homedics Duo IPL now $99. GHD Air Hair Dryer only $170. Shaver Shop's Black Friday sale on now.
With HelloFresh meal kits, you get tried and tested recipes and fresh, pre-portioned ingredients delivered to your door. Everything you need to cook delicious dinners. Order now at hellofresh.com.au. Inspiration delivered.
Just one look at you, and I know it's gonna be a lovely, lovely day, lovely day, lovely day.
Find a gift for today and forever with Pandora Jewellery.
Race into Autobarn and get at least 20% off everything this Friday and Saturday. That's 20% off all car care, batteries, stereos, spare parts and more. Plus all Rhino Rack roof racks and accessories at 25% off. Only during our Black Friday event, ending Saturday at Autobarn.
Love Domino's $5 pizzas? Get them with any pickup order, including new car park delivery for no extra charge. Large value pizzas from $5. Bring it in.
It's tough out there, Australia. Every cent counts. Make sure your insurance is about where you're at right now. You could save lots. Yui, you insured. It's car and home insurance for individuals like you.
The Good Guys Black Friday sale is on now. This Technic dishwasher $395, 25% off this Chic fridge, 44% off this Acer Core i7 laptop, plus this Samsung 75-inch TV $1,888. While stocks last, only at The Good Guys.
Take more control over your hay fever. Prevent symptoms before they even start. Try Nutel Nasal Allergy Spray. Its active ingredient binds to receptors in the nasal cavity, preventing congestion, runny noses and sneezing. Try Nutel Nasal.
Miguel shows you how easy it is to make your own pasta.
Oh my God!
7:30 tonight on The Living Room.
Good evening. A batting masterclass by Aaron Finch at the SCG has seen Australia throw the first punch in their opening one-dayer against India. Finch-Warner got off to a flyer with a 156-run partnership. The skipper shaking off a sluggish IPL campaign with a brilliant century. Steve Smith following suit not long after.
Black armbands and a moment to reflect on the passing of a one-day cricket legend. Dean Jones remembered as fans returned to live cricket, and the sell-out half-capacity crowd at the SCG got what they came for. Tight bowling early from India's attack, keeping things interesting as Warner and Finch took what they could get.
Could be a bit tighter. It's a direct hit, I think. The dive from Warner might have saved him.
And it wasn't just the running between wickets entertaining the crowd as security surrounded a pitch invader, the skipper lifting the run rate by more conventional means.
And Finch capitalises.
Passing 5,000 ODI runs, Finch the second fastest Aussie to do so, surpassing Dean Jones. At 4:08, a break in play to remember Phil Hughes.
Hughes, who tragically passed away 6 years ago.
Finch heading toward the heavens.
He's getting frustrated. He takes it out on the white ball.
The 100 partnership up, they're 11th at the top of the order. Warner fetching 50, Finch firing up.
Man goes back on the rope. He can't go back that far.
A review giving India the breakthrough. Warner gone for 69 thanks to the third umpire. Steve Smith saved by the same fate. The Aussies in control.
Oh, hang on.
His luck continuing.
Should be taken and... what's he done there?
Smith racing to 50 off 36 balls. Finch returning to form with his 17th one-day century.
And it's the first 100 of the summer. It's the first one for Aaron Finch at the SCG.
India facing a mammoth run chase and not doing themselves any favours in the field. The Aussies having some fun.
Oh, it's hit that hard. That could be six. It is. That's a freaky shot.
Rebecca Perry for 10 News First.
The Brisbane Heat has fallen 12 runs short of 3 straight WBBL Grand Finals. The defending champions looked on track to chase down the Thunder's 142 before 2 run-outs changed the momentum. The big-hitting Laura Kimmins got them back on track with 4 sixes in her knock of 37, but it wasn't enough. Former Heat bowler Sammy Joe Johnson sealing the win.
There it is. Would you believe it? What a defence from the Sydney Thunder.
And the Thunder now meet the Melbourne Stars in tomorrow night's decider. West Tigers players have welcomed Broncos prop Joe Ofahengawe's imminent move to the club. The former Origin forward has been on the outer at Brisbane and the club was keen to offload him to help ease salary cap pressure. The deal's not yet signed off, but he's declared himself an ex-Bronco on Instagram.
Big signing. He's a fantastic player. I've watched Broncos this season that's just gone by, and I really rate their forwards as one of the best in the competition.
The 25-year-old has played over 100 NRL games for Brisbane since his debut in 2015. There's been more emotional scenes in Naples to honour the life of Diego Maradona. Ahead of their Europa League match, players wore shirts with number 10 and his name on their back. Outside the stadium, fans lit a wall of fire in tribute. On the field, Napoli honoured its greatest ever player with a 2-0 win. Now, when you play any defence, any touchdown you get is definitely worth celebrating, especially on Thanksgiving. Houston beast JJ Watt did just that.
Takes it home. My goodness, he makes another huge play on Thanksgiving.
Monster play for this team.
Houston winning that game 41-25. Pick sixes were the order of the day. Perennial strugglers Washington are now on top of their division thanks to a 41-16 win over the Cowboys. And Sandra, what about those scenes in Naples? Quite incredible.
Yeah, I know. I think it'll go on for a little while yet.
It will too.
Yep, thank you, Matt. An early summer scorcher is headed to the southeast. Josh is back with all the details next.
China's new blow to Australia's wine industry, 6:30.
Love the idea of making your own pasta, but don't have the time? Miguel shows you how easy it is.
Oh my God!
And Barry turns a cold and colourless office into a warm and vibrant family home. Wow! 7:30 tonight on The Living Room.
My life is man complicated.
The explosive mid-season return of Stan's smash hit Power.
This ain't no negotiation.
The brand new season of Power Book 2 Ghost returns December 6 only on Stan.
If you've been injured and can't work, your normal life and income can suddenly stop. Check if you have an insurance claim through your super online in minutes, so you can start again. With Slater and Gordon, tomorrow starts today.
Mitre 10's a great place to be stocking up for Christmas.
With Wattle oil-based 10-litre decking oil, only $1.56, or an Emax air compressor, only $169.
They've got Christmas nailed at Mighty Helpful Mitre 10.
We're announcing something big. The big deal is now on at Mazda, and we're putting value on 2020 plate vehicles front and centre, like Runout CX-9 Sport from $45,990 drive away. Search Mazda offers today.
Christmas can really add up. So we're helping to lighten the load, just a little, with $100 off any new NRMA comprehensive car insurance policy.
Pre-rinsing wastes up to 40 litres of water. Let's end this. With Finish, if you promise to stop pre-rinsing, we'll donate 40 litres of water to those who need it most. Join the movement. Finish.
Did somebody say that you love
me? Get delivery like a G. See, hungry dogs gotta eat. I get mines every day, every week. Chicken wings to the crib I'm sitting in. Tacos to the chateau, please. Did somebody say that you love? Private jetting in the night sky. My man hand glide by with my fried rice. Ride, M-E-N-U-L-O-G.
Did somebody say that you love?
Black November ends Sunday at Nick Scali. We must clear our floor stock and discontinued lines. Lounges reduced, dining tables reduced, dining chairs reduced, and much more. Limited stock ends Sunday. Black November at all Nick Scali stores. Hurry.
Have you tried the apple cider vinegar diet? Now you can with Nature's Way and their lifestyle plan. Feel fit and look fabulous this summer with Nature's Way apple cider tabs.
My way is Nature's Way.
A true diva is heading into the Aussie jungle.
Technically, it's bushland, but jungle, sure.
You'd think she'd be okay with spiders, but we'll see. Find out who's going into the Aussie jungle on 10.
Good evening. It's going to be a southeast sizzler this weekend. Temperatures well above average for many locations, and we'll get to the extended forecast in just a few moments. Firstly, today across the city, 29 was the top. What above average for this time of year, so quite pleasant out there, and 25 degrees for your Friday evening if you are venturing out for a bite to eat. Moving into the satellite tonight, though, clear skies as mentioned across the southeast, but we have seen that shower and thunderstorm activity continue across the state's north. And on the Queensland radar, as we zoom in for a close look, you can see some showers moving in over the northeast tropical coast, in and around Cairns, 20 millimetres in some locations since 9 o'clock this morning, and some thunderstorms are just starting to track through the inland. In fact, some decent rainfall across the peninsula to 9 a.m. this morning, upwards of 50 to 60 millimetres recorded in some parts. Now tomorrow we've got an area of high pressure situated in the Tasman Sea, and we've got a trough of low pressure moving across central Australia. As you can see, between the two weather systems, the pressure gradient, the isobars, they begin to squeeze together, and that will propel northwesterly airflow in and across Queensland and New South Wales, dragging in that hot air mass down through parts of the eastern seaboard. And as a result, those temperatures increasing. Chance of a shower tomorrow along the coastal fringe, anywhere north of around about the central coast. We could see some showers and thunderstorms as well across the Peninsula District once again. Interstate, Sydney warming up, 36 the top tomorrow, 28 the top for Melbourne with a chance of a shower, 38 for Adelaide, looking warm again, 25 for Perth, fine and sunny skies, and showers and thunderstorms for Darwin with 34 degrees. Chance of a shower for Cairns and even a thunderstorm for Atherton tomorrow. Chance of a shower for Townsville as well, hitting 31. 38 for Longreach, 37 for Roma. Partly cloudy skies for Bundaberg and Maryborough on Saturday. Across the southeast, beautiful, fine and sunny and also warm. 30 degrees for Logan, 29 for Caboolture, and even reaching 31 degrees out from the Darling Downs for Toowoomba. Now this is beautiful Currumbin earlier today and on the Golden Sunshine Coast. It wasn't a bad wave out there today. You can see this young fella here getting a lift with Dad. Looking absolutely fantastic and having a great time. The swell on Saturday, southeasterly at around 1 metre with the winds from the north-northeast. On Sunday, the swell will be from the east. It will be below 1 metre, so slightly dropping off, and the winds from the north-northwest, but they will be tending to the northeast a little bit later in the day. But some great conditions out there at the moment with that blue sky action, and with those warm temperatures as well, no doubt plenty of people heading to the beach. North to northeasters on Moreton Bay tomorrow, 10 to 15 knots, and the sea's below 1 metre, so not looking too bad if you do fancy a fish on Saturday. 29 degrees on Saturday, fine and sunny for the city, and over the next couple of days looking warm, 32 on Sunday, partly cloudy Monday and Tuesday, and temperatures increasing, 34 degrees for the city on Wednesday. Moving into Ipswich, Saturday 34 degrees, 38 Sunday and Monday, 37 Tuesday, and even reaching a very steamy 43 degrees for Wednesday next week. Now stay with us if you're thinking about heading to the beach this weekend. The extended forecast for the Gold and Sunshine Coast coming up shortly.
Tonight's top stories: a major health emergency out of one of Queensland's biggest hospitals. Already one infant has died, another is sick. We are live with the latest on this developing story. A child found dead inside a car in North Queensland. Right now, police are at the scene outside Townsville's University Hospital, trying to work out how and why. And crash and collect. Self-serving robbers are on the run after a daring ram raid at a Woolworths supermarket at Hamilton. We're going to bring you more now on this breaking story coming out of one of Queensland's biggest hospitals. Pippa Sheehan joins us now. Pippa, a deadly infection has already claimed a tiny life.
Sandra, this is concerning and very sad news coming out of the Royal Brisbane and Women's Hospital. One baby has died and another is very unwell with Aspergillus infection. It's understood the two children both contracted the infection inside the neonatal care unit at the RBWH. Aspergillus is a common garden fungus found in soil and compost, and it does actually affect people with lowered immune systems far more significantly, including those little babies at a much greater risk in the neonatal care unit. The hospital is now working frantically to work out how it got in there, doing tests and bolstering their infection control measures. In a statement today, the hospital said, "We have spoken to the families of infants who are currently in the unit, working with them to address any concerns or questions. Patient safety is our highest priority and we have implemented precautionary measures to reduce any further risk and monitoring infants in our care closely." Of course, a very concerning development for anyone with family, friends, family members who are in the neonatal unit, the RBWH, going through a very difficult time already with their precious babies.
They sure are. OK, Pippa, thank you. A major investigation is underway tonight in North Queensland after a child was found dead in a car outside Townsville University Hospital. A crime scene has been set up as authorities try to work out what led to the 4-year-old's death. It's understood a nurse was the first to raise the alarm. Police are yet to make any comment about this developing story, but it is understood he was brought to the hospital with his mother, but it's not known if he was still alive when he arrived. The family of a little boy hit by a flying wheel at Caboolture has opened up about the heartbreaking ordeal. It comes as the 18-year-old accused Hoon was released on bail, saying that he had no idea how to help the injured child.
Free on bail, Blake Jennings-Davey walks from the watch house, finding the words a family has been waiting for.
Is there anything you'd like to say to his family?
I'm sorry. The 18-year-old is accused of hooning down Caboolture's main street. Somehow along the way, a wheel flew off, hitting a 5-year-old boy who suffered horrific injuries. The ute was unregistered and unroadworthy, the teenager unlicensed.
I shouldn't have been, it was dumb. There's no good reason for it at all.
The 5-year-old had been walking with his brother and dad outside a busy shopping centre when he was knocked unconscious by the wheel. Police allege the 18-year-old showed no emotion at the scene and seemed completely unaffected.
I tried to help, but there's nothing I could do.
How did you help?
I do not know CPR. There's not I don't know, first aid. There's not much else I can really do. I offered to help. There's not much I could do though, so I didn't.
He does instruct that his actions on the scene are explained by the fact that he was in shock and didn't know what to do.
In granting bail, the magistrate said he hoped time in the watch house was a wake-up call. As part of his bail conditions, the 18-year-old must report to police every weekday. The case returns to court in January. The little boy's family has opened up about the ordeal, thanking everyone who has helped care for their son. We are grateful for the overwhelming community support and everyone's thoughts and prayers. John Paul Gonzo for 10 News First.
A Northside supermarket opened its doors a lot earlier than usual this morning after a gang of thieves smashed through the doors and made off with cash and cigarettes. As Pippa Sheehan explains, the trio is tonight on the run.
Police are hunting 3 people responsible for ramming the front doors of this Woolworths store on Brisbane's north side in the early hours of this morning. Just after 1 a.m, the stolen Volkswagen smashed through the entrance at speed, shattering the glass doors and badly damaging the frame of the Hamilton shop. 3 masked thieves then headed straight for the cigarette drawers, loading them into the stolen SUV wearing gloves, as residents in neighbouring buildings woke to the sound of alarms and police sirens.
Don't need any of that around here. Yeah, the kids Sanders a lot. Everybody running about, coming down and see what was happening. We thought it was a lot of people, maybe an accident.
The masked bandits then quickly made their escape toward the Gateway Bridge in the stolen vehicle. But within a few hours, a member of the public raised the alarm after finding the car abandoned at Nudgee around 4 a.m, underwater with the lights on and no one in sight.
That would be so scary. I think you'll just think of the absolute worst thing that comes to mind. It's just annoying as a customer and also for Woolies as well. There's both cons to both parties involved. It's not really nice and it wasn't very respectful.
Today, staff at the store started counting the cost, working out how many packets had been stolen. It's understood the bill could run into the thousands. The door to the store left seriously damaged, customers unable to purchase cigarettes and forced to use self-serve counters until further notice. It's understood the vehicle involved will be assessed by forensic police with hopes of finding something that could lead them to an arrest.
Fires that have already burned 72,000 hectares of Fraser Island bushland are likely to become even harder to control as heatwave conditions arrive over the weekend. The forecast has forced authorities to shut the island to visitors.
If people have plans to head to the island and are on their way there now, they should take the opportunity to turn around and return home.
The Weather Bureau is warning inland areas could see heat records broken, with Ipswich and Toowoomba likely to face multiple days above 40 degrees. Former NRL star Jarryd Hayne has taken the stand for the first time, denying that he sexually assaulted a woman in 2018. The court today heard Hayne tell Newcastle Knights halfback Mitchell Pearce that he would sue his accuser.
Jared Haynes says he knew his accuser didn't want to have sex, that he just wanted to please her, the night he's accused of forcing himself onto a woman and injuring her. The now 32-year-old was on his way home to Sydney from a bucks party in Newcastle when he decided to meet her at her home. Best case scenario, I would be having sex with her. Worst case scenario, I would just introduce myself, he told the court as he took the stand fighting to clear his name. The pair had been flirting via text, but he recalled that it was awkward in person, that he had to work hard initially to start conversation, but that he didn't do anything against her will. Did she say don't or stop? His lawyer asked. No. Did you bite her? No. Haynes said they were both shocked by the injury, but that he did his best to comfort her, telling her she'll be okay and to go see a doctor. But she remembers him being dismissive and leaving right away. 6 weeks later, that encounter was the subject of a police investigation. Hearing of the allegations, phone taps reveal Hayne called fellow league player Mitchell Pearce. "Who's this Sheila coming out and saying something about you?" he asked. Hayne said, "A full-blown weirdo. Hey, she's filthy, that I left her. She said I was aggressive and that she was saying no, no, no. I was like, what the f***? You got a lawyer and stuff?" Pearce asked. "I'll get her for defamation easy," he replied. Instead, though, he was charged with aggravated sexual assault and has spent this week into next fighting the allegations. Kimberly Pratt for 10 News First.
The boss of the Cairns Aquarium has strongly denied allegations the tourism attraction misused COVID support grants. As Claire Barnes reports, the state government has now withdrawn funds from the operator.
The state government has now referred the Cairns Aquarium to the Crime and Corruption Commission over allegations it misused COVID support funding. The tourism operator had received just over $1 million from a $3.5 million grants package, but the state claims it inappropriately spent the money on buying a vehicle, making payments to another company, as well as political donations. The department yesterday issued a letter to the aquarium.
Just absolutely furious, off and annoyed that without any dialogue or any consultation, the state has decided to terminate our funding support.
The CEO insists the items were purchased with revenue generated from trading since the aquarium reopened, insisting he's got nothing to hide from the watchdog.
We're completely transparent with all of our financials. The state has got all our details. I cannot even fathom why on earth they would want to be referring us to anyone.
The Deputy Premier says the decision to withdraw the money hasn't been taken lightly, and the Labor Party is now refunding the donation from the Cairns Aquarium.
Well, still to come, our wine industry dealt a major blow as trade tensions boil over with China. Donald Trump finally admits defeat. Well, sort of. The president says what will make him depart the White House. And in sport, fresh off his Origin victory, Cameron Munster tries his hand at cricket.
Up next, when will thousands of stranded Aussies finally make it home? Plus, Canadian singer-songwriter Tate McRae.
Sometimes, even the best tenants can cause damage to your investment property that standard building insurance may not cover. Terry Shear, Australia's leading landlord insurance specialist, provides the cover you need for your property and rental income. Have confidence that your investment property is in safe hands.
As a first-time investor, Terry Shear provides the security I need.
Call Terry Shear or go online.
Beacon's Black Friday Cyber Monday sale is now on with 20% off store-wide. Indoors or outdoors, all lights, fans and more are 20% off this week only. Hurry, sale ends Monday.
Looks pretty good, eh?
Food's almost ready.
Put it on. Yay!
little magic this Christmas.
You never want to take off the perfect shoe. At the Athlete's Foot, get fitted in store with MyFit 3D or online with MyFit Virtual. Get up to 40% off selected footwear this weekend only. Ends Monday. The Athlete's Foot. Now that's fit.
Mr. Murray, have you decided on a name?
We're thinking Callum.
Calamari.
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 Let's make it Jack.
Drink it through with Dare iced coffee. We're built for the 4 a.m. starts, for the moment that engine turns over, and for those long days on the open road. That's why Century batteries are built right here in Australia, for Australia.
Enjoy more family time this summer. Take the night off with Hungry Jack's Family Bundle. 2 Whoppers, 2 cheeseburgers, 4 small chips, 4 drinks, 10 nuggets and sauce, only $24.95 at Hungry Jack's.
If you're serious about buying a property, start with ANZ's Quick Start application. You can start your home loan pre-approval in just 5 minutes. Get on top of property buying with ANZ Buy Ready.
At Coles, you can lower the cost of your weekly shop with thousands of specials across the store this week, like delicious and new lean cuisine breakfast varieties, now $1.75. That's half price. Coles, value the Australian way.
All we want on a new Norton is the Queen of Christmas.
It worked!
Our Mariah wish comes true. Sunday.
Good evening, Charlotte Goodlett with your finance news. It's the company behind some of Australia's biggest buildings, the Athletes Village on the Gold Coast, Crown Casino in Melbourne, not to mention the skyscrapers dotting our horizon. But last week we found out Grocon was going through a tough time and now it's appointed an administrator. Court meant the restructuring will now take control of 39 Grocon Group companies that owe creditors about $60 million. Most ongoing projects shouldn't be interrupted. And Grocon is also pressing on with a lawsuit against New South Wales government agency Infrastructure New South Wales, suing it for $270 million, accusing it of undercutting a project in Barangaroo. The first meeting of creditors will take place on December 9. In other news, China's announced it'll impose tariffs of up to 212% on Australian wine starting this weekend. Now, that news sent Treasury wine stocks plunging. It accounts for around 40% of our wine that goes to China. It was down by about 13% at one stage, and it eventually did go into a trading halt this afternoon. Bega Cheese, though, was roaring following yesterday's purchase of Lion Dairy and Drinks. Early trade up by about 11.8%. We couldn't say the same for travel stocks or the benchmark as a whole. However, we're still on track for the best ever month. As for the dollar, it's a little mixed this evening, pretty flat against the euro and the New Zealand dollar.
Donald Trump has come the closest yet to finally conceding election defeat. The president admitted if the Electoral College votes for Joe Biden, he will leave the White House in January. But before he leaves, it does appear he's ready for another few rounds with reporters.
Don't talk to me that way. You're just a lightweight. Don't talk to me that way. I'm the president of the United States. Don't ever talk to the president that way.
Meantime, New Yorkers heeded the warning, with millions staying away from the annual Macy's Thanksgiving Day parade. But many across the country didn't, with airports packed with people trying to get home. It is time for more sport now with Matt Burkham. The Aussies have made a massive statement.
They teed off, Sandra. Good evening. Aaron Finch has shaken off his sluggish IPL form with a brilliant century in the opening one-day against India. He and David Warner got off to a flying start with a 156-run partnership before Steve Smith also reached triple figures. The visitors chasing 375 for victory.
Black armbands and a moment to reflect on the passing of a one-day cricket legend. Dean Jones remembered as fans returned to live cricket and the sell-out half-capacity crowd at the SCG got what they came for.
Oh, good run. Jeez.
Tight bowling early from India's attack, keeping things interesting as Warner and Finch took what they could get.
Could be a bit tighter. It's a direct hit, I think.
The dive from Warner might have saved him.
And it wasn't just the running between wickets entertaining the crowd as security surrounded a pitch invader, the skipper lifting the run rate by more conventional means.
Ball and Finch capitalises.
Passing 5,000 ODI runs, Finch the second fastest Aussie to do so, surpassing Dean Jones. At 4:08, a break in play to remember Phil Hughes.
Hughes, who tragically passed away 6 years ago.
Finch heading toward the heavens.
He's getting frustrated. He takes it out on the white ball.
The 100 partnership up, they're 11th at the top of the order. Warner fetching 50, Finch firing up.
Man goes back on the rope. He can't go back that far.
A review giving India the breakthrough. Warner gone for 69 thanks to the third umpire. Steve Smith saved by the same fate. The Aussies in control.
Oh, hang on.
His luck continuing.
Should be taken and... Oh, what's he done there?
Smith racing to 50 off 36 balls. Finch returning to form with his 17th one-day century.
And it's the first 100 of the summer. It's the first one for Aaron Finch at the SCGs.
India facing a mammoth run chase and not doing themselves any favours in the field. The Aussies having some fun.
Oh, it's hit that hard. That could be six. It is. That's a freaky shot.
Smith hands down the highlight late in the innings.
His 10th one-day international 100, his fourth versus India.
Rebecca Perry for 10 News First.
A third straight WBBL decider has gone begging for the Brisbane Heat. The Sydney Thunder are through to the grand final against the Melbourne Stars after a close win over Brisbane.
From dead last in 2019 to outright favourites, there's a certain twinkle to the Stars this season.
We've done a good job so far. It's been a lot of fun, but we certainly came here to win the tournament.
Having missed the first 5 finals campaigns, the COVID bubble has worked wonders for Melbourne as they chase a maiden title.
It's been a challenging time, but we've tried to enjoy it as much as we can, and I guess knowing we've got one more game and just a couple more days to go certainly gives everyone a bit of a lift.
After winning the inaugural WBBL title, it's been a lean innings for the Thunder. Last night they rolled into the decider after holding off the Heat.
To get through and claw our way back in the game last night and have the opportunity to play off in the finals, really exciting.
Their semi-final was perfect preparation. Having been sent into bat, the Thunder rallied for 143.
And it goes all the way.
The Heat taking aim at themselves as the two-time champions were left to rue 3 run-outs in a mid-innings collapse.
Clean hands and she's gone.
Fittingly, former Brisbane bowler Sammy Joe Johnson sealed the deal.
What a defence from the Sydney Thunder.
You know, pressure can make people do funny things, and yeah, we're looking forward to the contest.
For some of the Stars who haven't been home since March, tomorrow freedom comes with the chance of a title. Trent Simpson for 10 News First.
The West Tigers' move to shuffle their pack are on hold because of paperwork. Josh Aloiai is looking to leave for more money at Manly, but it's dependent on the Broncos releasing Joe Ofahengaue. The Tongan prop has already listing himself as an ex-Bronco on Instagram, and the Tigers are excited about his imminent arrival.
A big signing. He's a fantastic player. Through the years, you know, we lacked a bit of that size in the forward pack. So, yeah, if he adds that to the club, it's going to be fantastic.
It's been a big day for the Tigers club. Construction officially underway for the $75 million Centre of Excellence and Community Hub at Concord Oval. 9 days after tearing the Blues apart in the Origin decider, Cameron Munster was doing the same, playing club cricket on the Sunshine Coast. The Storm playmaker, a handy junior cricketer, even took a wicket.
Munster. Oh, that's a big shot. It's gone high. I don't think it's going to go all the way. No, it's out.
And while he carried the Maroons to a brilliant victory, Munster couldn't do the same for Tawantin Noosa, his side just going down. But he walks off without play of the day. And Sandra, can you take a wicket off a full toss? I think you can, but you're going to claim it?
True, but what can't he do?
That's exactly right. So good.
All right, thank you, Matt. Well, after the break, heatwave conditions are headed our way. Josh has your detailed forecast next.
Miguel shows you how easy it is to make your own pasta.
Oh my God!
7:30 tonight on The Living Room.
Let me be great, let me be witty, let me be so ditty in every state and city. How about let you do a double take? I don't need your money, I don't need your credit. I'm a superwoman, I let you watch me fade.
Get your Woolies worth and prepare for Christmas with prices dropped on 140 more products. Like Bickford's cordial variety 750ml, now just $3.60. Helping your money go further this Christmas at Woolworths.
Bring on the dirtiness, muddiness, sauciness. And how did that get under theiriness? Because with a great range of cleaning solutions, Godfrey's gives you cleanliness.
Shaver Shop's Black Friday sale. Save up to 80%. VS Sassoon Smooth and Wave Styler only $39. Save 80%. Homedics Duo IPL now $99. GHD Air Hair Dryer only $170. Shaver Shop's Black Friday sale on now.
Mum, he always wins.
On the top bunk last night.
Go. Come on, run. Taj one. Yeah. Top bunk. Go, boys. Here you go. Sweet dreams.
Great news, you're all approved. Other kids are going to love it.
Ready? Go! Looking to renovate? Make your house more home with a Suncorp Bank home loan. That's the Suncorp spirit.
Receive 20% off your favourite Pandora pieces this Black Friday weekend. Available for a limited time only. Conditions and exclusions apply.
It's Gold Lotto's special event, Million Years Saturday. Creating up to 10 millionaires this Saturday. Wouldn't it be nice?
If you've been injured and can't work, your normal life and income can suddenly stop. Check if you have an insurance claim through your super online in minutes, so you can start again. With Slater and Gordon, tomorrow starts today.
Up next, how many Aussies are still stranded overseas and when can they finally come home? I discuss the issue of racial inequality with NFL star Emmanuel Archo. Victoria has technically eliminated coronavirus, so can other states do the same? Plus, we catch up with Canadian singer-songwriter Tate McRae. The Project next.
Good evening. No doubt the Golden Sunshine Coast will be absolutely packed this weekend as those temperatures increase. I'll have that extended forecast for our coastal areas in just a moment. Firstly, the synoptic setup. Here we go. A trough of low pressure and a high pressure system situated to its east. Now you can see here the pressure gradient, the isobars squeezing together, driving down this hot air mass from central Australia down through parts of Queensland and New South Wales over the next 24 hours. And that trend will continue over the next few days. In fact, that hot air will only shift further eastwards into Queensland as we get into early next week. Tomorrow, chance of a shower through the northeast tropical coast and showers and thunderstorms returning across parts of the Cape, where we have seen some decent rainfall over the past couple of days. Cairns, chance of showers tomorrow. Atherton, a storm and 27. 39 the top for the Isa, 38 for Longreach and 37 for Roma. We're looking at 29 and dry skies to Gladstone. 30 degrees for Bundaberg and a top of 31 for Maryborough tomorrow. Hitting the same mark in Gympie and across the southeast, as you can see, bathed in sunshine. For Saturday, we're looking at 34 degrees for Ipswich, a hot day on the way, 30 degrees for Logan and 29 for Caboolture. 31 the top for the Darling Downs and Toowoomba, and for the Gold Coast tomorrow looking very nice indeed. For the city itself though, 29 the top for Brisbane. That is one above average for this time of year. Over the coming days, we're looking at 32 degrees Sunday, so starting to warm up. Then we're hitting the same mark on Monday, mostly sunny skies into Tuesday, 34 degrees, warming up on Wednesday. But in Ipswich, we're looking at some hot temperatures over the next couple of days. In fact, tomorrow, 34 degrees, up to 38 degrees on Sunday and also Monday, 37 Tuesday. Check out Wednesday, 43 degrees on the way. So summer is certainly going to start with a bang. 33 degrees on Thursday next week. For the Gold Coast, we're looking at 30 degrees on Sunday, 29 over Monday and Tuesday. And as you can see, staying dry over the next few days. A very nice forecast if you are heading to the beach. 27 tomorrow, Saturday, 30 degrees on Sunday, 32 Monday and 31 on Tuesday. But even hitting 34 degrees on the sunny coast on Wednesday. So with this heat that's sweeping in from the west and plenty of sunshine,
sunshine. We're always remembering to tell everyone, Sandra, to slip, slop and slap. And also swim between the red and yellow flags.
Yeah, and find some shade if you can.
Well, that would be the sensible thing to do.
Thank you, Josh. That is the news for now. This Friday, November the 27th. Stand by now for the team of the project. From the news team, though, have a lovely weekend. We'll catch you Monday. See you then. Cheers.
Tonight, how many Aussies are